Hi Paula and company and fellow cream cheese lovers out there. My name is Therese. Welcome to my kitchen in beautiful Loveland, Colorado. I'm so excited to join the Real Women of Philadelphia contest. This is my first cooking contest I've tried. Although I've dreamed of being in a cooking contest for years, I just haven't had the courage to do it, so I really feel that this is the one for me, mostly because it combines one of my favorite go-to ingredients, Philadelphia cream cheese, with one of my favorite appetizer recipes, Pesto Party Pinwheels. So Philadelphia cream cheese is one of my favorite products to have on hand. I usually have two kinds. I usually have the plain version for cooking, as well as a tub of flavored cream cheese to spread on bagel thins for my kids. So in this recipe I'm going to be using the Philadelphia cream cheese, the plain block, and like I said, I'm going to be combining it into a version of a favorite appetizer recipe from my annual open house that I have every Christmas for my neighbors. And it's one of those recipes that after the party your friends call you the week later and ask you for the recipe. So I hope you enjoy it as much as they do. So like I said, I call it Pesto Party Pinwheels, and it's a pretty easy recipe. It features the great flavors of ham, pesto, red peppers, and caramelized onions, one of my favorites, and of course, rich Philadelphia cream cheese, all wrapped up in a bite-sized pastry. Just perfect for those parties, not just for Christmas, but at any time of the year. So here are my ingredients. A prepared pie crust, and about 6 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, sliced ham, pesto, Kraft Parmesan cheese, roasted red peppers, a little bit of butter, and like I said, caramelized sweet onion. So these pinwheels are really a snap to put together. Most of the work is in the prep of the onions and the pastry. So I've done a little bit of work ahead of time. First, I caramelized the onion. So I used 1 white sweet onion and I caramelized it. I like to put a bit of brown sugar when I caramelize an onion. And I just reduced it down, and there we have the caramelized onion. They smell just absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I have my caramelized onion ready to go, and now I want to prepare the pie crust. So like I said, I'm just using one 9-inch prepared pie crust, and I'm going to roll it out a little bit thinner than what it comes with. So the recipe works a little bit better with a thinner pastry, and also you just want to shape it a little more into a rectangle. I'm just going to roll this out thinner. And what I'm using here, as you can probably see, so once the pie crust is ready, then we want to take our Philadelphia cream cheese, about 6 ounces, and spread a pretty generous layer on top of the pie crust. And it works better if your cream cheese is soft, so I soften it at room temperature. If you need to, you can pop it in the microwave for a little bit to soften it. But you do want it to be soft so it doesn't rip your pie crust when you spread it. Spread this around, and of course you could use a homemade pie crust if you prefer. I like the prepared pie crust mainly because it saves time, and also it works a bit better for this type of recipe. Okay, so spread the cream cheese around here. Looking good. It's going to be so delicious when this is done, nice and creamy. Tangy with that pesto and the onion and the roasted red peppers, just delicious. Okay, so we spread our cream cheese out. And now we're going to sprinkle the top with 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Okay, there we go. And then on top of that, we are going to layer some deli ham. Now I like to use ham off the bone, very thinly sliced, but you of course you could use a honey ham or a brown sugar ham. So we're just going to layer that on top of the Parmesan cheese. And you want it fairly thin so it's easy to roll up into the pinwheels. If it's too thick, then it doesn't stay together very well, and when it bakes you might find that the pastry separates, which it still tastes good. It's just a little bit harder for your guests to handle it. So we spread out the ham, and now we're going to take the pesto sauce, about 2 tablespoons, and we are going to just okay, so then you add your roasted red pepper, and I've used a jar of red pepper. You could certainly use fresh red peppers. I do like to roast my own peppers, however, I don't have any red peppers in my vegetable garden yet, a little bit early, so you can use, I used roasted red peppers, just rinse them, pat them dry and slice them, and also I'm going to take the caramelized onions, and they smell really delicious, and we're going to add a generous portion here of the caramelized onions. So once you have all your ingredients in the pastry, then you're going to roll it up and pinch those edges together. Make sure you get all that cream cheese, that luscious cream cheese in there. And then if you'd like, you could, what I like to do is just coat it with some butter, and you want this to be at room temperature as well so it spreads nicely. And then you're going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. It's going to give it a really nice crust, golden brown, and just give it a really nice texture. You could sure put some fresh Parmesan cheese or fresh basil if you'd like. And then once you have your pinwheel roll complete, then you're going to slice it, and you can just put it right on a cookie sheet or a baking stone. I like to use a baking stone, and you're just going to take each one and shape them into a pinwheel and bake it in a 425-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. And here they are, ready to go, pesto party pinwheels. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.